Hi, I'm Niall from GulfStream Boat Sales. Today we're taking a look around Sport-Cat SCW 27. This is a power catamaran. It's a 2002 boat. It's fitted with a pair of Mercruiser 3-litre 135 horsepower diesel engines, and it's pretty unusual in this part of the world. It's a fabulous big sea fishing boat, very stable boat. It's got an absolutely huge deck in it. The thing looks really well. It's been owned by its current owner since 2008. It's an American import, but it's fully CE certified, and I think it's a great value package. We're going to take a detailed look around the boat now. We're going to show you inside, show you all the features that the boat has, try and give you a better idea of the condition that this one's in, and just generally help you to evaluate this and figure out whether it could be the right boat for you. As part of getting this boat ready for sale, the owner instructed us to just give it a proper, valid, detail it. So we've polished, compounded and polished the hull. We've freshened up the anti-fouling paint here as well. The boat, generally speaking, is in very nice condition. Cosmetically, she really does look the part. The hull sides and things are really, really clean. If we take a walk down along this side here, you can see that the compound really brought it up very well. It's a nice deep shine to it. The pinstriping and everything is in perfect condition. The rub rail all the way down this starboard side is in great shape as well. There's no impact, no signs of any impact damage, no scuffs or scrapes. The stainless steel is perfect. This rubber rail itself is in great condition. As you can see, the anti-fouling paint has been freshened up as well. And all the little through hull fittings, skin fittings and things all look really good also. So taking a look at the front here, you get an idea of the hull shape here, this catamaran hull shape. Each of the two hulls have very fine entries on them, so they cut through the chop really well. They're also pretty narrow too, with quite a wide spacing in the middle, so that means that she's very stable. Whenever she's out on her way, she doesn't really roll about very much. This boat performs really well in heavier weather and in choppier seas, and it makes a very stable platform. You can see condition-wise everything in there is really good. We did stop, we ran out of anti-fouling, so you can see we took it back there to the midsection. So, but before it goes, it would just need, in the water, just need freshen up. But again, condition-wise, the 4 peaks of each of these hulls are unmarked. We've got a anchor roller jutting out there at the front on a pulpit. That's all in good condition as well. The roller is in good condition. The rails, the deck rails and stuff up there are great too. We'll take a look up on the deck in just a minute. And the other thing you notice is that the boat's sitting on this customised trailer as well. It's a big American trailer. I've launched and recovered the boat off this trailer, and it's a breeze. It's surprisingly easy because we've got these big carpeted guides down at the back of the trailer there. Which guide the hull into the trailer and onto the support pads at the bottom. So this is included in the sale, and it's fantastic to have that for ease of launch and recovery, ease of storage and stuff during the winter. It means you're not going to be having to pay marina fees for lifts and stuff like that. It's galvanised, and wheel bearings are good and all that sort of stuff. Winch is in good order as well. And the hitch, although it's an American trailer, the hitch has been converted to a UK standard 50mm ball hitch. This is a big old boat, 27 feet long, and the trailer takes it up to over 30 feet. It's a broad boat as well, so we don't want to be moving around too much here. So hopefully you can see here, it's not in the usual position, but hopefully you can get a good enough look down along this port side. Again, the hull down here is in pretty great condition. Nice deep shine to it, pinstriping's all perfect. The rub rail again on this side is perfect. There's no impact damage or anything, no marks on that stainless steel rail. All the little skin fitting, like this is the wee deck crane, it's good. The only minor issues in terms of the exterior of this boat that I have to point out are a couple of wee chips out of the gel here on this rail. I mean, I don't know what caused it, but 2 wee chips, that's it. They're tiny, they're really minor. It wouldn't take much for us to fill those before it goes anywhere. And then coming on back here, again, everything looks really good. Unmarked both above and below the waterline, everything looks really good. Taking a look across the transom of the boat then, again, gel coat, everything's perfect. The rub rail around both corners are completely unmarked. The gel's in perfect condition as well, and everything looks really good in terms of the actual hull of the boat. As you can see, the boat's fitted with twin stern drive engines. So they're Mercruiser 1.7 litre diesels. They make 120 horsepower each, and they're located one on each hull here. They're matched up to these Alpha 1 drives, and they give the boat a really good turn of speed. They're very manoeuvrable because it's stern drives. You get proper vector thrust and stuff, so it's handy, easy to manoeuvre the boat whenever you're either coming on into the trailer or alongside a pontoon or something. The drives themselves are in good condition. They look like they've been previously anti-foiled, and the paint is flaking off a little bit, but as far as I can tell, that's purely cosmetic. Mechanically, the drives are both running really good. There's no noises, clunks or bangs out of them. We've had the boat in the water and it goes very well. The drives are fitted with these Vengeance stainless steel propellers on both the port and starboard drives. The props are in excellent condition. There's no damage out of the blades on either side here. The port drive looks very the same as well, so just a wee bit of paint flaking on the lower half of the gear casings. The upper ends are perfect, the trim rams are perfect, the anodes are all good, and the bellows look to be pretty good as well. We've had a look at those and they seem to be in good condition also, all the little trim hoses and stuff as well, so everything's in nice condition back here. We have a folding 3-step stainless steel boarding ladder here then in the centre of the transom, with 2 chunky stainless steel handrails for climbing up into the boat. So you can actually use this as a wee bit of a sports boat as well. You can swim off the back of it, got a decent wee swim platform up here, which we'll take a look at in just a minute. We've got an excellent walkthrough then from the transom, from that swim ladder. It's nice and wide. All the tread surfaces are molded non-skid. We've also got non-skid surface here across the back of the engine boxes, so this does work like a little swim platform, and you've plenty of room here and stuff. You know, if you're, say you are having a swim, you can have a seat and you get changed, dry yourself off and things like that. There's 4 big chunky cleats across the back of the transom here. Everything, all the hardware in this boat's really solid, chunky, heavy duty stuff, and it's all in really good condition as well. So these cleats are all in very good condition. We've got engine vents then, just in the centre of these are the engine boxes. They lift up for access into the engines. We've also got loads of rod holders, as you'd expect, all the way around this boat. We've got a pair on both the port and starboard corners here, just recessed into the top of the gunnel. Whenever you step into the cockpit of the boat then, the first thing that strikes you is the sheer volume of space on this deck here. It's absolutely huge. The boat is, like I said, it's 27 feet long, just over 27 feet long. It's about 9 feet wide, and this deck extends out almost virtually the full width of the boat, and it's a fantastic space. I mean, this would be like, this is almost like a commercial sort of fishing boat. If you're looking to fish, you know, a large number of people, 4, 5, 6 people off your boat, then this is ideally set up to do that, because there's so much room on board here. Rod holders the whole way down the side, 3 on each side here. We've got the rocket launcher rack across the top of the hard top as well, with another 6 rod holders in there. There's lots of storage, rod storage in both the port and starboard sides, just underneath the cockpit coaming here. We've got upholstered cushions all the way around the cockpit here as well, down both sides, and these pads across the stern as well. So if you are standing fishing, polar fishing, you've got nice comfortable cushions against the edge of the boat, and we have these raised handrails as well. So it just brings the height of the boat almost up to waist height. So if you've got kids and things on board, and even if you're out sea fishing and the boat, you know, you're in choppier conditions, then this just gives an added layer of security. And they're all stainless steel, and they're all really good condition. They're through bolted, and everything's nice and solid. The deck is fully fiberglass lined. We've got two big scuppers on either side of each corner there. So any water that finds its way into the boat will drain overboard automatically, and it's well spec'd and well set up for fishing. So I'll show you around some of the nooks and crannies for bait boxes and storage and things. First of all, we've got a huge box in here behind the helm seat, and little light in there as well, drain that you can plug up. We've got more storage in underneath each of the on the top of each of the engine boxes. This one also has a pull-out washdown, fresh water hose. And then we've got another box over here as well. Some of the little stays, I think on this other side, the stay isn't working properly, and we got the little catch is missing over on that other side as well. But the hinges and everything are good. There's a couple of wee minor bits and pieces here. At the end of the day, it is a 2002 boat, so you're going to find a few wee things like that. But the general impression of everything here is that the condition is really very good. The upholstery all looks good. As I said, all the hardware's solid and secure stuff. The quality of the gel coat in here is brilliant as well, and everything is in great shape for the age of the boat. We also have a deck washdown pump here. So we got a little cap on here with a little isolator valve, which is quite neat, and then you can screw in a flexi hose into that and use that for washing down the deck after a day's fishing. This boat has full walk-around access around the steering console, helm position there. So up both sides we've got a good 9 to 10 inches width of a side deck, and these moulded in steps as well. With the high rails, the bow rails are nice and high, so you feel safe whenever you're going up there, and you've got great handrails and stuff with the aluminium frame for the hard top. So we'll take a look up on the foredeck here now. Whenever you get up onto the foredeck, there's a huge amount of space here again, because it is a catamaran, and you've got those hulls on the outer edges. You really don't lose that much deck space. The nose doesn't really taper in very much, so you get a great big wide deck. So if you did want to fish up here, you could do. And the mooring setup is really practical and really easy to use. So as I said, we've got the anchor roller there on the front. We've got a big chunky bollard here for tying off to. We've also got another cleat beside that. We've got anchor lockers on both sides. So in the forward section of each of the two hulls, there's a huge big locker. So that locker is big enough for throwing fenders and stuff into, ropes, all your bits and pieces. The anchor is actually, we took it off for transport, so the anchor's down in there with the chain. And these two lockers are connected as well. See on this side we've got it looks like a macerator pump lives in there, and that one, but again, loads of space for storing fenders, lines and stuff like that. And again, the condition of these is all very good. Wee little nick out of this one, which has been filled, probably caused by, if you drop the anchor or chain or something, it would do that, but it's in pretty good condition. Hinges are all good. Again, we've got more chunky stainless steel cleats up here as well for tying off, which is good. You don't have to run the line around the rail there at the front. You can tie off on this side if you're moored in a marina. And we've got our waste extraction point here as well. So this boat obviously has toilet and things downstairs, full macerator setup, and that point there for sucking out the waste tank if you're at a pump out station. Again, like I said, the rails and everything are all solid and secure, stainless steel. Everything looks really good up here. We've got a hatch here for access down into the forward cabin. That doubles up as an escape hatch as well. This boat is fitted with a factory hardtop, so it's a fiberglass roof supported on this aluminium frame. The whole setup is really chunky, very solid. It suits the boat really well. It looks the part, you can actually walk up here if needs be. The top of it is moulded non-skid padding. We've got VHF antennas up here. As I said, we've got the rocket launcher mounted on the back edge. We've got a deck light over there as well. And we've got a position for a little nav, little anchor light here, which is actually broken off, so that would need to be sorted. We've got GPS antenna here as well, and there's integrated handrails along the roof too. So again, say the covers, if you have the covers up and you can't actually reach in here to grab onto one of these bars as you're walking by, you can easily reach this rail along the roof of the hardtop and make sure you get back into the cockpit of the boat safely. The boat does have a full set of covers to enclose from the hardtop down onto the front of the windscreen. It goes right the way around the back, and then there's a curtain that closes the back end in as well, so you can enclose the helm position and the entrance into the cockpit in bad weather. The covers aren't in amazing condition. Again, they're original to the boat, so they're the 2002 covers. They're functional, they work, they fit it, they will keep the rain off it, but they're starting to go a wee bit opaque, just like that plastic tends to do. So if you're buying the boat, it might be something you want to think about replacing at some stage down the line, but they are there and they're going with the boat. As I said, this boat's quite happily, you can leave it without the covers on, no problem. Everything is obviously designed to be out in the elements, and like I said, it's self-bailing deck and all that type of stuff. So the covers aren't a necessity as such, but they're nice to have in this part of the world. We've got a great helm position on the boat. We've got a twin wide helm seat, so yourself and a passenger can sit up here facing forward. We've got a fold down footrest here, stainless steel bar, really chunky affair as well, so you've got a comfortable footrest. If you want to stand at the helm, that does fold up completely flat, so you can stand there as well, just like this. Whenever you are sitting down, you've got a clear view through the windshield at the front there, good visibility all the way around the boat. So taking a look at the instrumentation that we have here, we've got a full set of marine instruments for both the port and starboard engine here. We've got tacho with digital hour meter, oil pressure, temperature, voltage and trim gauge, and they've got our bank of warning lights here as well, so for battery volts, oil pressure, temperature and stuff like that, for both the port and starboard engines. So both engines are running really good. They're starting first turn of the key. The batteries are weak in the boat. The boat hasn't been used for a couple of years, a couple of seasons, the owner was telling me, and it's the original batteries are still in it. So we're going to replace both batteries as part of any deal, because that really does need doing. But everything's pretty good here. You can see these hour clocks on these gauges, particularly as they get a bit older, are notoriously unreliable, unfortunately. But you can just make out on this starboard engine here, we've got 300.9 hours on the gauge. Hopefully you can see that there. And this one flickers, it comes and goes, but the last time I saw it was just under the 300. I think it was 297 hours, 298 hours on the port engine. So we got big stainless steel steering wheel here in the middle, hydraulic steering. We've got our controls falling easily to hand here on the right hand side for the port and starboard engine. Obviously twin controls with twin engines. We've got trim switches here for both drives on the left hand control lever, and we've got our fuel gauges mounted separately up here, higher up in the dash. So this boat is fitted with a pair of fuel tanks, two separate tanks, one on each hull, and that's one tank per motor. So it's completely independent systems for both the port and starboard engines, which is a great safety feature, because it means if you have a problem with the fuel supply in one of your tanks, say you get a bit of water in there, a bit of dirt or something, it's not going to stop both engines. So having those completely independent fuel supplies is a great safety feature. We've got a Ritchie compass here mounted up at the front of the dash. We've got, in terms of the rest of the electronics, we've got a Midland DSC VHF radio. This is an old Renault nav unit which is not functioning, but the owner said he just left it there. They replaced it a couple of years ago with this Hummingbird 997C GPS system. So it's a combination chart plotter and fish finder. It's quite a sophisticated fish finder as well, with a transducer on the transom. Now at the moment we can't just get this to fire up. I have a feeling it might be a fuse or a small connection issue, so we're going to have a look at that, but we're pretty confident we're going to get that working again. And then and below the steering wheel we've got our bank of our 12 volt switches. So we've got our navigation lights here, starboard bilge pump, port bilge pump and starboard bilge pump, one bilge pump per hull. They've also got automatic float switches in them as well, so any water that finds its way down into the bilge of the boat will be automatically pumped out. We've got our little cockpit lights here, port lights in the cockpit. We've got a little bulb out on that side, I think. This is a spare switch. Fresh water pump, as you can hear running there. Raw water pump that's the raw water wash down there in the cockpit. So the raw water pump outlet's there. The fresh water pump supplies our little tap in the transom locker there, and then we've got a couple of spare accessory switches as well. So all in all, everything's in really good working order here. And the controls, they're a little bit tight just from lack of use, but as the boat's put back into use, everything should free up and come into its own. We've got a bit of storage above the helm here. There's a lockable storage box in the hardtop roof, and we've got some more storage down here at my right hand side with a little fold-out cup holder in there as well. We've got two cup holders over here on the port side, and another great little storage bin for keeping wallets and phones and stuff like that in. We've got our switch for our macerator here, and we've got, again, a little I don't know what this is, probably like a bait box actually. There's no trays in it there at the minute, but you could get a couple of wee trays to slide in there. We've got a huge big storage compartment underneath the helm seat. It's massive, big enough for whatever, fenders, first aid kits, life jackets, stuff like that. It's a nice dry compartment in there, dry storage compartment, which clips closed. And we've got another big locker, a tank actually under the floor. There's a couple of fenders in here. Again, that's a big live well or whatever. Condition wise, everything's really good there as well. Just taking a look at the motors on this boat. We've got two engine boxes here on the port and starboard side. So they lift up on a couple of gas assist struts. So you can see there the port engine, it's in really nice condition actually. Everything looks pretty good in there. No evidence of any major corrosion or anything. Like I said, these motors have run 300 hours, so there's bags of life left in them yet. And provided they're looked after, they should run forever. They're starting first turn of the key, even though the boat has been standing for a couple of years. Whenever we pressed it back into service again, they started up, ran well. You can check out the water test footage as well. So the boat gets up on the plane quickly. It doesn't really, there's no noticeable sort of bow rise. It just sort of gradually gets up on the plane there. It stays really level. You don't lose sight of the horizon or anything. And it will run right up to about 20 to 25 knots. 20 knots or thereabouts is a sort of comfortable speed. And it'll happily cruise in the high teens all day long. The thing with these Merc Cruisers is they don't like to be over revved. They don't like to be running flat out for too long. So if you just keep them back to about 3/4 throttle, they'll happily motor along all day at that sort of speed. Starboard engine looks immaculate. Again, no sign of any real corrosion. Everything's nice and clean and tidy in there, and the whole thing's in good shape. All your service access points are convenient. Your coolant level, gearbox oil, engine oil, all that sort of stuff. You can see you've got the bilge pumps down in there, trim motors and stuff like that, automatic fire extinguisher and everything. So there's a nice handy engine access, and everything looks really good in there. Access into the cabin then is through this split folding door. Top section folds out of the way, and then this opens up here with a little button popper to keep it open right in choppier weather. And then there's 2 steps down into a really great sized cabin here. For what is a sports fisher, the cabin's a great size. I've got full standing headroom here as you step down into the cabin. There's 2 steps down in here. There's a fixed berth, a huge big fixed berth here over on the starboard side. So I mean, that's a massive berth. It'll easily accommodate 2 people. We've got a couple of opening port lights here on the port and starboard side, and then we've got this, as I said, this opening deck hatch as well, which doubles up as an escape hatch too. In terms of the facilities in here, we've got a little Corian effect counter here on the port side with a pressurized sink with pressurized cold water tap, so you get a fresh water tap there. Storage underneath this as well. Service access down in here into the lower bilge to bilge pumps and stuff like that, seacocks and things. We've got a proper sea toilet in here. Just lifts, this little cover lifts up out of the water, and we've got a proper pump out marine toilet. You can empty that into the holding tank, the waste tank there in the forward part of this port hull, and then you got the macerator switch here to empty it overboard. Or as I said, you got the pump out point as well on the forward deck. So that's a great addition to have, even if you're just using this as a day boat for fishing or cruising. You got a proper sea toilet there. It's a great thing to have on board. Behind this we've got a big storage compartment there, a box for the GPS and stuff in there, storage shelf up here. We've got more rod storage mounted up on the port side and over on the starboard side as well. And there's a ton of storage underneath these beds as well. So we've got a huge big storage locker in here, access in there, and underneath this cushion we've got an absolutely humongous storage compartment there. Again, everything's nice and dry and stuff in here. The upholstery is original, so I mean, if you were planning on using this boat as an overnighter, might be a good idea to just freshen up the upholstery. But it's perfectly serviceable. It's not damaged or anything. It's all in good condition. And we've got plenty of little reading lights, 2 reading lights up at the head of the bed there. We've got a little light here as you come into the cabin too. You can switch them on individually. And the floor itself is all moulded fiberglass, and it drains overboard too. So if you're coming in here dripping wet to get out of the elements, you know that this here will drain down into the bilge, and then you can pump the water overboard. So condition everything in the cabin is pretty good, and it's a great addition to have on a boat like this. Like I said, with this sea toilet and stuff, and the big bed, you can quite easily go away for a weekend's fishing on this boat, or even use it as a sort of family day cruiser. This would be a great place for the kids to get down in, out of the elements, and you know, warm up and stuff like that if you are out on a bad day. So there you have it. That's our 2002 Sport-Cat SCW 27. It's a 27-foot power catamaran with a 9-foot beam. It's a fabulous sea fishing boat. A little bit different, but a very stable platform that would easily lend itself to being used as a fishing boat, even a commercial fishing boat. Condition wise, she's very good. She's only run 300 hours. There's bags of life left in her yet. She comes complete with a trailer as well. She's going to get a new set of batteries. The engine are getting a wee service and stuff as well, just to make sure she's going to be going out to her new owner in the best condition. And I think for the price that is being asked for the boat, I think it makes a great buy, and I think she represents great value for money. I mean, she's twin diesel, she's very fuel efficient, nice and reliable, and it's got a great spec on it as well. If you like the boat and you'd like to come and have a look at it, or arrange a sea trial, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. You can drop me an email or give me a call or fill out the callback request form on this page of our website, and I'll call you at a time that's convenient. Thank you very much for watching.